This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines. A Florida man convicted of killing a college student and raping the murder victim's older sister in a national forest 30 years ago has been executed. Lauren Colt received a lethal injection last night at Florida State Prison for the 1994 killing of the 18-year-old man. Colt was also serving 2 life sentences for rape. Court records say Colt and another man befriended the siblings as they camped in the Ocala National Forest and then robbed them. The brother was beaten and had his throat slit. Authorities say the sister was raped and tied to a tree, but later got free and sought help. A group of authors and the nation's largest publishers filed a lawsuit in federal court against Florida's public officials. WMNF's Chris Young tells us they're challenging a state law that restricts books in school libraries.
Penguin Random House, one of the world's largest book publishing companies, is part of the lawsuit challenging a 2023 Florida law. The law allows a parent or county resident to file a complaint, which removes the book from school libraries until the objection is resolved. Random House General Counsel Dan Novak says the measure has caused chaos and turmoil.
In addition to the removal of books en masse, we've actually heard from educators that have left the profession entirely in Florida because they just can't do their jobs.
Novak says the lawsuit is focused on giving young people access to information in Florida. Penguin Random House is currently involved in 2 other lawsuits challenging measures that restrict access to books. Chris Young, WMNF News.
Governor Ron DeSantis says he's not surprised that a ban on people under the age of 18 receiving gender-affirming care is back in place here in Florida. The ruling by a federal appeals court replaced a decision by a lower court back in June prohibiting enforcement.
We knew on appeal that we would win. We were able to win that, and so that's going into effect. But that is going to provide protection for people in very vulnerable situations.
Adults in the state can receive gender-affirming care, but only from a doctor and only after signing a consent form. Labor Day is fast approaching this Monday, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has a few reminders about boat safety. WLRN's Elise Gregg has more.
FWC officers are patrolling waters this weekend, and they're asking boaters to make their jobs a little easier. The agency reported that last year they removed around 20 unsafe and impaired drivers from the water for boating under the influence, issuing nearly 400 citations. Under state law, boating under the influence can result in fines up to $1,000 or 6 months in jail for the first offense, with heavier penalties for repeat violations. Aside from that, the FWC reminds boaters to wear life jackets while on the water and to take boater safety courses before hitting the water. You can access boating education resources at myfwc.com/boating. I'm Elise Gregg in Miami.
You can expect more people on the road if you're driving anywhere this Labor Day weekend. WMNF's Leah Burdick reports AAA Auto Club says the trends look a lot similar to Memorial Day.
AAA says the worst time to travel this afternoon, if you have not left already, is between 2 and 6 p.m. If you plan to leave tomorrow, try to avoid the roads between 8 and 11 in the morning. With more drivers on the road, AAA is encouraging people to be more aware and plan accordingly. Mark Jenkins is the spokesperson for AAA. He says drivers should have their vehicles up to date before hitting the road.
Things that people can do on their own, first and foremost, checking your tire pressure. Underinflated tires are the number 1 cause for tire blowouts. And that can just be as simple as checking your tire pressure at the gas station when you're filling up your tank.
Jenkins says staying alert while driving is vital, especially for people on the side of the road. The leading cause of roadside workers' deaths each year is being struck by a vehicle.
Roadside workers will be out there on the roadside rescuing people with flat tires, dead batteries, and lockouts, so make sure you're watching for them.
He says he wants to see that everyone gets home safe this holiday weekend. For more information on driving conditions in your area, listen to news updates and traffic apps to plan the best route for you. Leah Burdick, WMNF News.
And if you have travel plans for this Labor Day weekend, bring an umbrella. The National Weather Service says you can expect afternoon showers and thunderstorms throughout the weekend. Today, those will happen mainly after 3 with a high near 93. And tonight, those will continue until about 8. Your overnight low is near 75. I'm Megan Bowman with the WMNF News headlines on 88.5 FM and the WMNF app.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.